Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. We just got finished with about 40 hours worth of a campaign here of ISS Vanguard.
Yep.
We actually, for the first time through it, I think we did very well.
We did extremely well.
And we are here to give you 10 of the most important tips and tricks you can imagine when diving into this game.
Yep.
These are the rules that you should follow, that you should live by, that we played the entire campaign based around.
We are professional gamers.
And our success could also be yours. So listen up. We're going to give them to you speedy, we're going to give them to you quick, we're going to give them to you hot and dirty so that you can play this game as fast as possible.
Fast as you can. We're going to get through it in 20 hours.
The first rule of ISS Vanguard, the rule you should pay attention to
always
when you're here at the System Maps Index. You're trying to decide what of these glorious planets you want to explore.
Oh, all of them are beautiful.
Always leave the one you're on.
Always. Never stay in the same place.
No,
bad idea.
There's so much stuff to explore in this game.
Yep.
There's so many planets you can go to. Honestly, we usually didn't even fully exhaust a lot of our energy searching out the system.
Absolutely not.
Land on the planet, resolve what's happening there, get as much stuff as you can in a single mission, and then leave to the next one.
Move on.
Trust me, it is the way you want to approach this game.
Yep.
Point number 2.
Point number 2 is try again.
Okay, there are some planets that might be slightly more difficult.
Slightly more difficult. There are situations where you may be, you may have a bad day because it's a little bit more challenging.
So we've had metal mechs that we've fought. We've had weird tentacle forest creatures that have popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, these crazy mites that tried to eat us.
Failed to land on the planet. That can happen.
That one definitely happened twice.
It can happen. Here's the thing. What we have learned from our gameplay experience is that doubling down and going back again will elicit a better result.
Absolutely.
The dice roll is one of those things that sometimes can screw you, sometimes can greatly benefit you.
Generally benefits you.
We've had it both ways. So our rule stands. Rule number 1, always leave.
Yep.
But that requires you to have landed first. So always go back, always double down.
Go back
until you've successfully landed, and then never go back again.
Definitely.
Point number 3, get in, get out.
As fast as possible. Don't waste time sitting on that ground. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Get what you need and get out. Just like the planets from one to another. Get in, get out.
So there's a few things you want to pay attention to when you get to a planet landing in ISS Vanguard. You want to grab as many of the unique discoveries as you can find.
Always.
If any of them aren't obvious, you can kind of leave a few of them sitting off to the side, but because you're not coming back anyway, you do want to try to clear the floor of that.
Definitely.
As soon as you've completed the mission objective and grabbed as many of those unique discoveries as you think you can handle, get your butt off that planet. Trust me, nothing good's going to happen by coming back, and nothing's good going to happen by staying longer than you're welcome.
Exactly.
None of them like you.
That's for sure.
Number 4.
Number 4 is going to be always take your best person. If you have a rank 2 person, you take that person.
You can get a lot of different characters. We have a whole arsenal of people that we could play as. Here's the rule that we've learned as we've played the game.
Always take your best available crew member, no matter what the situation. If it
100%.
looks like you're probably going to die, it doesn't matter. Always take your best person, because that one person may be able to get you out of that jam.
There's a strong chance that in situations where a lesser experienced crew member would die, your lead will actually be able to hopefully pull you through those tight, hairy situations. So always bring the best person you can on a mission.
Highest rank official.
Yeah, they do have special powers and special abilities. I think a lot of people will advise you to take a look at those.
Don't worry about that.
Pay attention to where you're locking up.
That doesn't matter.
Rank up because of the card draw, because of the abilities they have, because of the fact that a lot of the missions look for and call for what level they are. Rank up is more valuable to you than any of these asymmetric powers.
Absolutely.
Moving down to point number 5, don't draw.
Yeah. So when you're talking about drawing leads out of the bag, right? The one thing you want to make sure that you avoid doing is drawing zeros. Don't draw zeros. There are in fact 8 or maybe 9 zeros in this bag. We do everything we can to avoid drawing those zeros.
So some of the ways that you can actually avoid drawing zeros when you're in the bag is setting them off to the side strategically and not letting people know that you shoveled them in. That is called cheating.
That is cheating.
We do not advise that.
You could also put a little piece of tape on top of the zeros, but again, that's cheating too.
The best way, and actually the actual tip here, because some of you are rolling your eyes saying, that's not a tip, you can't control this. because of the way this bag is shaped, some of your chips do sink to the corners of the bag. If you happen to have drawn a lot of zeros, and you don't take the time to shuffle this bag up and really mix it, you'll find that you draw the same chits off the top time and time again, because the best chits are going to be stuck there in the corner. So take the time to shake this bag. It really will make a difference.
It definitely
especially
does.
if you just repopulated it with a bunch of zeros, because the zeros are one of those things that during the course of the game
rotate back in.
They come back in, which means they're going to be sitting on the top of that pile. So you want to pay attention to that. Number 6.
Number 6 is going to be situations resolve themselves.
So
you really don't have to worry about these things.
So I mean, they're not always things that you don't have to worry about, but for the most part, when you have situation cards, they're going to be going into the awaiting envelope here. They're consequences of decisions you make in the game.
Right.
And what we've experienced is that some of them are worth dealing with.
Yeah, definitely deal with some.
For the most part, though, your command pool is more valuable when used for things outside of the situation resolution.
Correct.
As opposed to like trying to control or resolve the situation. Your morale is going to be dropping anyway.
Right.
A lot of the consequences that are related to the situations are negative, but they're not as crucial as some of the other advancements you might get in other parts of the game. So
very true.
Let them play themselves out.
Just let them roll.
They'll last for a season, or they'll cycle back in, and some of them are positive, honestly.
There is definitely some positive ones.
Yeah, so it's more of like a roll your dice type of thing.
Right.
Moving on to number 7, I believe.
Yep.
Tech is too advanced.
It's too advanced.
Yeah.
Just let it roll. We're not the smartest people in the area. The technology that we're dealing with is from alien technology that are just millennia ahead of us. Okay, if too much technology comes out there, you could get in a situation where it just confuses you. So just don't worry about it.
Yeah, you've got a few options when you get down here to the bridge phase. Talking specifically about, where is it?
It's farther back.
No, it's this way. It's this way west. Right here. You've got a few different things you can do. You got barracks, you got situation room, you got research laboratory, you got production complex.
Yeah.
We've already said the situation room probably is not what we advise unless it's very specific.
Yeah.
And then when we talk about like production or research laboratory, those can be good.
They can.
But the tech is honestly probably above your head anyway.
It's definitely above.
So we recommend getting people.
Yep.
Every time. And then if you have extra command, if you have extra stuff that you can use, do one of these two possibly. But, don't stress about it.
Which actually brings us to point number 8.
Yeah.
Dead people help.
That's why we're advocating for you to
get more people, because dead people truly help.
So having people and we actually haven't even finished slotting people in here.
We have 7 more that need to get slotted in.
We do have 7 more we need to slot in, but if you can see, we get a bonus every single time someone in this game dies. Let's check the 7 bonuses we were about to get.
Yeah.
We would have got, let's see here. We would have got
3 blues.
Solve a possible situation, then gain 1 command, then gain an additional command, and then we would have started doing the more generic one down here.
Yeah.
Section die, gain 3 energy.
Amazing.
Raise morale. If it's already high, gain a command instead.
Incredible. These are huge benefits. People dying help.
People dying help your game. We highly recommend not being too worried about it, honestly. Have enough people, rank enough people up, take enough people out that, it's okay if 1 or 2 of them don't make it home.
Yeah.
Sometimes it even makes sense to leave someone behind.
It definitely does.
Sometimes it does.
You're very true.
Number 9, let's talk about ships. We do not believe, in our experience, it is worthwhile to build anything other than your starting ship. Why is that, West?
Because all the other ships can get damaged, and when you build them, they will get damaged. Then you'll have to fix them, and honestly,
it's a waste of resources.
The first one doesn't ever get damaged. You can't break it. It's amazing, frankly, that it doesn't get broken, but that's the way it works.
Some of these ships are very nice. Some of them carry more things. Some of them have more defense. In our experience, there really hasn't been essential moments where we could have controlled for that. It is always bad for us.
It is always
so no matter what ship we're taking, we're gonna lose.
Yep.
So we advise not taking your fancy new ships.
Don't waste your resources.
Bring the one that's reliable.
Yep.
At not getting you there anyway.
Speaking of reliable, our 10th tip is
this is an essential one.
Always roll double the amount of dice required. So if it says that you need 3 to succeed in this particular thing, you're rolling 6, buddy. Okay.
100%.
Always roll double.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the game seems to make you think that you want to math it out and be very precise and press your luck a little bit. Do not press your luck in ISS Vanguard. It will end up hurting you more than it helps you. Roll twice the amount of dice. If it's calling 1 die to move, roll 2. If it's calling for 4 dice to solve an objective, roll 8. roll everything. If you can't roll double, don't roll at all. That's
right.
what we always say.
I've tattooed it on my chest, as a matter of fact.
It's what we've always said. And those are our tips and tricks for ISS Vanguard.
Our main tips and tricks.
Probably the worst list of tips and tricks you can ever see. For those of you that have actually made it to this point and have watched this video because you were entertained or furious at what we were telling you.
They're already fastly writing things at the bottom.
Go to the beginning of this video again and do everything we said in reverse. I mean, literally, please, for the sake of your game, stay at the locations and get as much experience from them as you can.
For sure.
Do not double down on a place where you died to begin with.
That's a bad plan.
Don't just get in and get out. Yeah, sure, be safe and get out as quickly as possible. Be precise with what you can do.
As many resources as possible.
Do not take the best person every time. They won't always make it back. You get good hints that there's danger coming. Save them because they're really valuable.
And really do check those dice checks that they're able to offer you, because sometimes that makes a huge difference.
Don't draw zeros. I mean, maybe this was a real tip, but you can't control for that. Yeah, the corner of the bag, it was a good on-the-spot type of bluff to keep you invested. But it's not a real thing. Situations resolve themselves. No. Your morale... Seriously, your morale is the only thing that matters. You cannot let it go low, and because it's so hard to bring it back up again. Fix all of them. Tech is too advanced for you anyway. Are you kidding me? You need so much of the ship upgrades and build advancements in this game.
Like, you literally have to have one of those tech upgrades to be able to get to half the places you need to get to. So focus on tech. Double
down on your locations and get some gear on your ship before you move forward, or you'll end up where we did. Dead people help. This is true, but we do not want them to die.
Right.
Do not abandon your people.
No.
Level them up, gain experience, get success, and be invested in their story. Oh my gosh, we have too many dead people.
Please level them up. That is the most important thing you can do.
And I don't want to spoil anything for you all, but having people alive at certain stages of this game
is vitally important.
It's really important.
It's really important.
Don't build ships. Are you kidding me? You need ships.
Please build
so much.
We only built one ship, and we took it to the one place that like instantly dies, which is very unfortunate. But we recommend you get as many ships as you possibly can. If we had
built the carrier ship earlier on, and we'd actually been going back to planets to gather resources, we would have been in such a better space. And then roll double. No,
don't do that.
I think it normally pays off to be much more precise and pointed with the dice that you're rolling.
For sure.
The reality is you are going to have some bad rolls that work against you, but using your cards, using your special abilities, having allies that are helping you out. This is a game more about collaboration and support. If you're rolling too many dice like we did at the very beginning, you'll find yourself in a position where you're just drowning in no action economy.
Yeah, it's very, very rough if you use all your dice.
And the game gets tighter and tighter, so establish that personality trait early on in the game instead of later on when it really matters.
And really focus on getting those success tokens so you can continue to upgrade and get more and more dice, because the dice become more and more valuable the higher level you go and the different items that are on each one.
We'll talk about a lot of these in another video titled 10 Things We Wish We Knew Before Playing ISS Vanguard.
For sure.
But for those of you that are furious and watched to this point, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the campaign that we did. It ended in a dramatic and dynamic fashion, and I'm left wishing that I could journey back through it from the start with the knowledge that we have now.
So learn from us.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing.
Get out and play some games.
Or your money back. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.